Over the past few weeks, we have seen censorship sweeping across the internet, and while I've primarily been focused on covering the video game industry, it is so much larger than that. And now we have to worry about artists across the world having their work censored and their way to make money being ripped away from them. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we all know that censorship is a slippery slope, and we had a feeling that it was not just going to be video games, that it was not just going to be movies or TV shows, it was going to be everything that you know and that you love was going to be changed on the internet going forward. And unfortunately, we now know that in Japan, there are artists who are having their way to create art and make money off of that art being ripped away from them. Now, of course, this is a terrible situation, and I don't want anybody's work to be censored. We are talking about legal content, therefore it should not have a problem, but I don't think that this is even going to be close to the end of this situation. So this politician from Japan had posted, and he's actually been posting a lot about the video game censorship that's been happening. His name is Zenko Kurishita. He said reports of censorship in Japan. It has been reported that after uploading NSFW illustrations to Adobe's cloud service, the account was frozen without prior notice and the appeal was rejected. It is no exaggeration to say that even the contents of the cloud are now being monitored. So not only did somebody pay for a subscription and that purchase is being ripped away from them, but they no longer can, of course, make this art, and that means if you can't create the art, you can't make money, so this person's potential livelihood is being ripped away from them. Now, does Adobe care? Absolutely not. None of these companies really care. They care about power and control, and if they feel like they are following all of these new rules and regulations that are basically sweeping across the internet right now, they're going to shut a few accounts down so they do not lose the way that they make money. In the video game industry specifically, we have seen some platforms like GOG, which of course is CD Projekt Red, and Zoom Gaming try to fight back against this. We know that Valve had made a statement saying that this all boils down to MasterCard and them saying anything that could damage their brand or image has to be removed. And then itch.io has put up all of the free adult NSFW content, though hasn't been a situation where we've seen a giant win so far, and I hope that we are going to see that soon because boy does this look grim. Now, of course, Savvy had made this thread saying most don't read the rules, but it's time we do. Adobe will now suspend accounts of artists if they deem what they have saved to the cloud as lewd or any other vague word in the toss. Companies have been like this for years, where in their toss it says that they can practically remove you or your content off of a platform whenever they feel like it, though they are updating their tosses to enforce this, and also we see them actually enforcing it now. This means exactly what artists tried to protest a while ago. Someone or something is looking at your saved cloud files. Create your own cloud or don't use them, and don't use Adobe. Let's say you're working on a paid promo advert for Marvels and you are doing a blood-covered epic scene, but it is Widow on the ground in a slightly torn bodysuit. This could, under their rules, get your account suspended. Will it? Who knows? But that's the messed up part. Now, we know that, of course, the rise of AI is definitely here, and I'm sure that these companies will start having AI being able to monitor what you're doing with either their characters or what you're doing on their platforms. Like, many different companies are going to implement AI in ways that are anti-consumer. So here's part of their legal page. Share or generate content including Creative Cloud customer fonts or otherwise engage in behavior that violates anyone's intellectual property rights. IP rights mean copyright, moral rights, trademark, trade dress, etc., right of publicity, and any other proprietary rights. Share or generate any content or engage in behavior that is unlawful, harmful, threatening, obscene, violent, abusive, tortious, defamatory, libelous, vulgar, lewd, invasive of another's privacy, hateful, or otherwise objectionable. So the rest of that doesn't even matter, because if they object to it, they can get rid of your account, and they can basically steal your money from you, which of course is absolutely disgusting. This is not okay at all whatsoever. And I know that there are going to be people who say, oh my gosh, it's in Japan, their laws are very different. That is true, but this is just happening worldwide. This could happen in the United States as well, which is the problem. Censorship is a slippery slope, and we need to fight back against this happening at all costs, because it is only going to get worse. And there are a lot of people who are saying this is an absolutely terrible situation. I know this is serious, but really Rule 6.9 is the one talking about Lewd, the author, had fun. That is kind of funny. It is sad, but it is kind of funny. Been using Adobe products for over 6 years. The amount of times I save stuff to Adobe Cloud is zero, because you never know what they are going to do with your things. I mean, even something like Google Docs, right? Their AI takes all of your writing and they scrape it to feed to their AI. So even your work documents or your personal creative writing documents are not even safe in something like Google freaking Docs. I hope people sue Adobe for this, since that's disgusting with how much money it costs to license their products. In reality, I really hope everything gets sued to oblivion, so that they will think 100+ times why it's a bad idea to do censorship. I think that it is very hard to fight back against these companies, but it is not impossible. And we are going to hopefully see people who have a lot of time and money on their hands go against these companies. Another reason why it's important to do all your work locally without having to rely on third-party storage. With a vague and ever-changing toss, your stuff can be wiped at the mercy of overzealous platforms. Another reason to go open source. If enough people switch, these tools will start improving exponentially. And yeah, unfortunately, we are seeing creators now even having their work ripped away from them. And this person is absolutely phenomenal, really great. Do they have the largest following on social media? No, though at the end of the day, they are still an artist and they do deserve, in my opinion, to be protected. Here are just a few pieces of their art. If you do want to go follow them, I will link this thread down below, but unfortunately, this is going to be happening to so many artists over the next few months. And while I will continue to still cover situations like this and the video game industry, we need to fight back as much as possible. And of course, I can't do it alone. Savvy can't do it alone. None of the creators talking about this can do it alone. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this a like, share it out, go to Savvy's thread, do the same exact thing, and do it with any creator that you see talking about situations like this, because the more eyes on this and the more backlash that the Visas and MasterCards and payment processors and Adobes face, the more likely we are to actually see change for the better. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.